Welcome to CalmingEscape's library. What can I do for you today? Renew your library card? Alright. Did you bring the form with you? Did you print it off? Okay. No, that's okay. We have some here. And you need a renewal, not a new card. Okay. I can actually help you fill out this form if you like. Okay, so this is the ASMR CalmingEscape library. Just gonna have some of your contact details here. About some of our library policies, some sign-offs, things of that nature. Okay, it's fairly straightforward. When did you first get your library card? Okay, so this is an updated form, but as I said, it's not too different from the original that we had. So we're just gonna go ahead and fill this form out to get that renewal, and then I'll go ahead and input that into the system, and I can give you a temporary library card today. Your actual physical card will be mailed to you. Okay. And then once you get that physical card and it has your card number, you can actually download our app and you'd be able to use that to check out books as well. Some people don't want to carry around the card, but usually everyone has their phone. Okay, wonderful. Let me just... Now, since it's a renewal, some of this information won't apply to you, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and cross out the ones that don't apply to you. Okay. Now, so for part 1 of this, I'm just gonna need your first and last name and your middle initial, please. And last. And what's your middle initial? Okay. Can I get your date of birth, please? Alright. Can I get your current street address? Is there an apartment number with that? Okay. What city? And this state, I'm assuming. Alright. It's the zip code. Now can I get your email address? Right. At Gmail, MSN, Yahoo. Okay. And can I get your primary phone number? And do you by chance have an ID with you? Could be a driver's license, a student ID, something. Okay. Is the address the same? Okay. Just sign off that address. And name is the same. Alright. 2. So this application is for a replacement card for you. That's the same as a renewal. Don't worry, you won't be charged. Alright. Did you have a different library card, public library card? Just the one that needed to be renewed? Okay. Go ahead and cross that out. Not necessary for you. Now, to access information regarding your account, we do ask that you do a 4-digit PIN. You'll use this PIN when logging into our computers, or if you decide to get that app, you'll also use that PIN. Alright, what would you like that PIN to be? Now, what is your age category? 12 to 18, 19 to 64, or 65 and older? Okay. What is your highest level of education completed? So some K through 8, the GED, high school graduate, 2-year college, 4-year college, or postgraduate degree. And in what way would you prefer to receive notes from the library? That can be notifications, different specials or events that we're having. We can do that through your email. We can do that through your phone, via phone call or text message. And also, if you do get that app, you will have a notification center on that as well. Would you prefer email or phone, or? Okay, I'll just go ahead and make note of that. And would you like to receive extended notifications regarding special events that we're hosting, or charity events, things of that nature? Just things surrounding the community. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to read you part 3 so that you understand some of the library's policies. Is that alright? Okay, so the library allows you to link your patron record to those of your family members to help library transactions. Note that family members will not be able to see the status of or items borrowed on your account. Please enter the requested information for each family member you wish to be linked to. So we allow 3. You can list 1 to 3, or you don't have to list anybody if you don't want to. Okay. And what's their name? And what's the relation to you? Okay. And I'm assuming that you don't have their card number handy. That's okay. What we'll do is we're going to go ahead and contact this person and make sure that it's okay that your accounts are linked. Just to get their approval as well. But if you're family relation, then there shouldn't be that big of a problem, no. Okay. Is there anyone else you wanted to list, or just the one? Okay, that's perfect. Alright. So the last bit here, I'm going to read to you again, and it's just the finishing part to the paperwork and application for your renewal. Okay. By submitting this application, I declare that all information provided is accurate, and I agree to the public library cardholder rules and regulations and accept responsibility for all use of the card, all library materials checked out on the card, and all changes made against it. I understand that the use of the library card is non-transferable, and in the event of either the wallet size or keychain card is lost or stolen, I will notify the public library immediately. I understand that the library's use of my personal information is governed by its privacy policy, and we do have that available if you'd like to read that over. Now, if you agree to those, I'm just going to need you to sign and print here at the bottom. Yep, where it says applicant's signature, please. Alright. Wonderful. And did you need a copy of that privacy policy? It is the same policy as it was before we switched the paperwork. So when you originally got your card, it's the same that you signed off on. Alright. Wonderful. So, now if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and input this into the computer system real quick, just so we can get you going, and then you'll be able to check out some books today if you like. Okay, so let me just... Okay. Kind of mark off as we go. So, first name. Last name. Alright. Middle initial. Date of birth. Current address. And then got that city, state, and zip. Okay. Email address. Phone number. And we did get your ID approved. It's the same address. Alright, and it is for the renewal replacement card. Right, and your PIN that you've chosen. Your age. Level of education. Alright. And then notifications. Notifications. Okay. And then linked accounts with. And I'll just make a note of that right now, and then we'll have time to contact them and get their approval as well for that, okay? Okay. Alright. And then confirmation that you did sign and agree to the terms of the privacy policy. Okay. Wonderful. So you are all in our system. Did you want me to make a copy of this hard copy for you? I can also send you an email of it. Okay. We will keep this on file here so that we have proof that you are a library card holder. And that you have in fact renewed your card with us. Alright, let me get you that temporary. It's just going to be this little piece of paper here. We're just going to sign off on it that you did in fact complete the application, that we entered you into the system, and your card number is going to be so I've went ahead and wrote your card number down on this for you. Your username, once you would like to log into our computers or the app, is going to be your card number, and then the first initial of your first name and your last name. And then your password will be that 4-digit that you chose. Did you need me to write that down, or will you remember that? You can go ahead and make note of it in your phone if you like. But this little slip will have that information for you as well. Okay, so this is just your little temporary, I know, it's a little flimsy, so try not to lose it, but we will ship you that hard actual library card. And then once you receive that, you should be able to log into the app if you choose. Just takes a couple days to process, especially if you're local. It shouldn't be that long. Okay, so that's for you. Is there anything else that I can help you with today? Okay. And did you call ahead with those book selections, or did you email in? Okay. Alright. So yes, we do offer the suggested books categories on our website. Did you take part in that, where you pick out some of your favorite books and then we offer you some suggestions? Okay, wonderful. And did you have that list for me? Okay. Okay. Alright. Oh, perfect. Printed it out for me. Okay, so there's about 10 books here. Did you want me to pull all 10 of them and briefly go over them, figure out what you would like? No? Okay, well, we're pretty slow today, so. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take your list, and I'm gonna go pull these books. It shouldn't take too long. Okay. You can just sit back and relax, and I'll grab these, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, wonderful. So I have your list here. I'm going to just go ahead and move some of this paperwork out of our way so that we have room for your books. Okay. Right. Now, as I said, I did go ahead and grab all 10 for you. So we'll go ahead and go through each one so that we can decide exactly what you're looking for in today's book selection, okay? Okay. Alright. So did you have a specific order you would like to go in? Okay, well, these all were suggested for you. Let's just go ahead and grab it random. We'll start with this one. This is The Great Gatsby. Have you read this before? Okay. I read this in high school. I actually did one of my senior projects on this book. I do enjoy this book. This is set in the 1920s. Let me just go ahead and read the back for you. The Great Gatsby's F. Scott Fitzgerald's third book stands as the supreme achievement of his career. The exemplary novel of the Jazz Age has been acclaimed by generations of readers. The story of the fabulous wealthy J. Gatsby and his love for the beautiful Daisy Buchanan of lavish parties on Long Island at a time when the New York Times noted gin was the national drink and sex the national obsession. It is an exquisitely crafted tale of America in the 1920s. The Great Gatsby is a true classic of the 20th century literature. Do you have any interest in the 1920s? Me personally, I love vintage things, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, those sorts of things. So I did enjoy this book. It is a very different time compared to our own, and a very interesting story. Let's see for you, to give you an idea for this book. Wording, size, sometimes that matters to people. The font used within the book, of course, just to give you a little bit of an idea. It's not a very long book. Let's see, shall we? It's only 180 pages. If you're a fast reader, this would be indeed a fast read. Okay, so we'll put this to the side, and then you can go ahead and decide at the end which books you're interested in checking out, okay? Okay, wonderful. Just gonna go ahead. Alright. Next up, we have Dracula, which would be a good one to read as we go into October, excuse me. If you're feeling in your Halloween spirit. This is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Go ahead and give you a little bit of the back. The most famous figure of seductive evil in Western literature, bloodthirsty Count Dracula has inspired countless movies, books, and plays, but few, if any, have been fully faithful to Bram Stoker's original best-selling novel of mystery and horror, love and death, sin and redemption. Written in the form of letters and diary entries, Dracula chronicles the vampire's journey from his Transylvania castle to the nighttime streets of London. There he searches for blood he needs to stay alive, the blood of strong men and beautiful women, while his enemies plot to rid the world of his frightful power. In Dracula, Stoker created a new word for terror, a new myth to feed our nightmares, and a character who will undoubtedly outlive us all. Definitely going to the classic monsters. Vampires are so popular. So many different book series, movies, TV shows. So this one is a little bit lengthier. Still has a decent font size, I would say. As the back said, it is written in diary entries and letters. Exactly. So this book, let's see. So not including like the end notes, added things of that sort. It's about 400 pages. A little bit lengthier than the last one. But as I said, it's broken up a little bit differently than a regular book with the letters and the diary entries. Some people read through that type of book a little bit differently than an actual novel. So, just keeping that one in mind as well as we move on to the next piece. Next, we have The Hereafter by Tara Hudson. It's a beautiful cover. there truly be love after death? Drifting in the dark waters of a mysterious river, the only thing Amelia knows for sure is that she's dead. With no memories of her past, she's trapped alone in a nightmarish existence. But everything changes when she tries to rescue a boy from drowning in the river. Because even though she can't do anything to help, Amelia somehow wills him to survive, and then when he wakes up, Joshua can see her. Together, Joshua and Amelia begin to uncover the strange circumstances of her death and the secrets of the dark river that have held her captive. But even as they grow ever closer, there are those in both worlds, the living and the dead, determined to tear them apart. So this one is a little bit of a supernatural love story of sorts, you could say. It is an interesting twist on a book. I have read it myself. And it does belong to a series, so this is the first of, I believe, 3 books, I want to say. I think that's correct. We can always look that up for you. Now, this also has decent sized font for you, so it's not going to be hurtful on the eyes, at least for me. When the font is really tiny and you have to squint, it's harsh on your poor eyes. Now this one has around 404 pages, and it also does have a couple chapter sneak peek of the second book in this series, which is called Arise. Same as the others. Put that off to the side. Next up, we have another classic, which is The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. This is another book that I read in high school. Have you read it? Okay. So, let's go ahead and give you a little bit of the back here. Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter is a dark tale of love, crime, and revenge set in colonial New England. It revolves around a single, forbidden act of passion that forever alters the lives of 3 members of a small Puritan community. Hester Prynne, a fierce and ultimately ostracized woman who bears the symbol of her sin, the letter A stitched into the breast of her gown, in humble silence. The Reverend Arthur Dimmesdale, a respected public figure who is inwardly tormented by the long-hidden guilt, and the malevolent Roger Chillingsworth, Hester's husband, a man who sees with the Abbott-like lust for revenge. The landscape of this classic novel is uniquely American, but the themes it explores are both timeless and universal. The nature of sin, guilt, penitence, the clash between our private and public selves, and the spiritual and psychological cost of living outside society. Constructed with the elegance of Greek tragedy, The Scarlet Letter brilliantly illuminates the truth that lies deep within the human heart. I'm sure you've probably heard about The Scarlet Letter. They've made a few movies about it, and it's referenced in other films, like Easy A and things like that. But none quite grasp it the way that this book does. Now, I will say the lettering in this one is going to be a little tinier. The paragraphs are quite long. It's a lengthy one. For this, let's take a look for you. Right. There is some added notes in the back, once again, comments, questions, inspired by the Scarlet Letter, things of that nature, and some other references, and notes, etc. So this one does have 216 pages, but as I said, the wording is quite small, just depending on your preference. I believe this is the only release that we have. I could check and see if we have any other editions that have a little bit larger font for you. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to your pile here as we move on to the next book. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab another one perfect for the Halloween season. We have Stephen King's The Shining. Now I will tell you, if you've seen the Kubrick Shining movie, that's the one with Jack Nicholson. It's quite different from the book. Kubrick kind of went off on his own directive eye, you could say. So if you really want to see Stephen King's interpretation of his story, this is a good book. Or there's actually a TV miniseries that Stephen King produced on, I believe, that follows the book much closer than the Kubrick one. So, the back here says, Jack Torrance's new job at the Overlook Hotel is a perfect chance for a fresh start. As the off-season caretaker at the atmospheric old hotel, he'll have plenty of time to spend reconnecting with his family and working on his writing. But as the harsh winter weather sets in, the idyllic location feels ever more remote and the more sinister, and the only one to notice the strange and terrible forces gather around the Overlook is Danny Torrance, a uniquely gifted 5-year-old. As you may know, Stephen King is very famous for his scary stories. Have you read a Stephen King story before? Okay. So this has very decent font, script, sizing, etc. This one, I believe, let's check for you. (659 pages, so it is a little longer, but I believe that the font is a little bit bigger on this book. It's gonna make the pages a little longer. And it does feature a little bit of an excerpt from the sequel book, the Dr. Sleep, I believe it is, which is a bit of a sequel to some characters within this book. Add this to the rest of your pile. Now this one isn't so much a book, but it did come up in your requested. This is, are you a fan of Joan Jett? So, this is an interesting book with her. Now it does have information about Joan Jett, but it has some really amazing photos in it as well. Very large, as you can really see. So if you're interested in any sort of music history or things regarding Joan's career, things of that nature, this is a very cool book. I myself love different photography, so looking at the different photos throughout the different generations of her career is very fascinating to me. So this, don't know if we'll have. Not quite going to have a page number for you on this one, just because it's kind of a mix. Like here, we just have pages dedicated to her album covers, or some pages will just purely be photos, and other ones will have little bits of writing, as we can see here. If you're a fan of Joan Jett, Black Hearts, even The Runaways, it's a very interesting book to have a look at. Alright, and that we have 4 books to go. Okay. Next, we have Water for Elephants. So this doesn't exactly have a description for us on the back. It's a lot of reviews. Here we have gritty, sensual, and charged with dark secrets involving love, murder, and a majestic mute heroine. This is another book that would have a vintage feel to it, because it has the vintage circus feel to it, like background Ringling Brothers and things of that nature. I can't remember what year it takes place. I read this a while ago. See if I could perhaps find a date for you. Or not. I want to say that this takes place in the 1930s. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I read this. But as I said, it has that vintage circus feel to it. Also going to have a very different time period, if you like that sort of thing. Some of the reviews on this, on the back here. This colorful, headlong tale of a Depression-era circus simply can't be beat. And that was from Stephen King. Compelling, vivid, Chicago Tribune. Delightful, the Denver Post. Rich, emotional, People. Endlessly surprising, the Kansas City Star. Share fun, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Engrossing, Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Riveting, the Toronto Globe and Mail. An arresting new novel with showman's expert timing saves a terrific revelation for the final pages, transforming a glimpse of Americana into an enchanting escapade fairy tale. The New York Times Book Review. So, that is The Water for Elephants. There is a movie of this as well, but as usual, the book's way better than the movie. Right. Next up, we have another classic book. This is The Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte. Alright, the back of this one. When Catherine and Heathcliff's childhood friendship grows into something so much more, what ensues is one of the greatest love stories of all time. Even as fate conspires against them and passion consumes them, nothing can keep Catherine and Heathcliff apart, not even death, for their forbidden love is unlike any other. Emily Bronte's masterpiece remains as compelling and thrilling as ever. Beautifully presented for a modern teen audience, this is a must-have edition of a timeless classic. So I will say, this is another one that I read in high school. It's very interesting. Bit of a love story, as you could probably tell. I will tell you though, it's a bit of a tragic love story. Just in case you're not interested in that type of book, I like to give fair warning. Some people don't like how this book goes. But who knows? Maybe you would. Okay. So, this one has 427 pages and is also a good font size. Good feel to the book, which I think is important. Alright. Staying with me so far? Hopefully I'm not boring you to death. Next up, we have Stillwater's Emma Carlson Byrne. And this here says some secrets are meant to stay buried. Hannah can't wait to sneak off for a romantic weekend with her boyfriend Colin. He's leaving for college soon, and Hannah wants their trip to the lake house to be one they'll never forget. But once Hannah and Colin get there, things start to seem a bit off. They can't find the town on any map. The house they are staying in looks as if someone's been living there, even though it's been deserted for years. And Colin doesn't quite seem himself. As he grows more unstable, Hannah worries about Colin's dark side and her own safety. Nothing is as perfect as it seems, and what lies beneath may haunt her forever. I found this book very interesting. It's one of those ones where you're wanting to know the backstory behind what's happening. This has 212 pages, and once again it's a decent font, I think. Easy to read and whatnot. Alright. Our final book here. Some people are very interested in, while others are not. So this is Hamlet by William Shakespeare. Have you read any Shakespeare before? Perhaps in school? Okay, so this is going to be in play format with acts and scenes, things like that. It is going to be a longer read because it's split up with the acts and the scenes. You're also going to have a little bit of definition along. In this version of Hamlet will give you definitions of different Shakespeare words, phrases, things like that. So sometimes as you're reading down the page, you'll have to reference the side or the bottom to fully understand what exactly Shakespeare was trying to say. This is personally my favorite Shakespeare play. The idea of Hamlet has been used in so many things since the play itself. Many movies borrow themes of Hamlet. You could even say TV shows and perhaps other books. The themes of Hamlet can be seen in quite a few different things if you really analyze it. So it says Shakespeare's Hamlet. I'll just read a little bit of this for you so you get an idea. Hamlet is the most popular Shakespeare play for readers and theater audiences. It is also one of the most puzzling. Many questions about the play continue to fascinate readers and playgoers, making Hamlet not only a revenge tragedy, but also very much a mystery. What is this ghost that appears to Hamlet? Is it Hamlet's murdered father, returned from the everlasting fire to demand justice for his murder? Is it a goblin damned, that is, a demon bent on claiming Hamlet's soul by attempting to assassinate his king? Or is the ghost a spirit of health, an angelic messenger revealing to Hamlet that the young man's mission in life is to cleanse the kingdom of Denmark of its corrupt king? It goes on a little bit, but I don't want to spoil you fully in case you don't know the Hamlet play, in case you aren't entirely sure. So as I said, it is going to be the play. It may take you a little longer. It depends on how comfortable you are with Shakespeare, understanding some of the terms and phrases, things like that. Also, with Shakespeare, some people like to dissect the play a bit. Others just like to quickly read through it with their own thoughts instead of dissecting each and every part, which the first time I read Hamlet, I'd say I read through it pretty fast, just as a school assignment, but since I've read it a few other times, and that's when my dissections of Shakespeare have really come out. So, it's up to you for your first Hamlet read, which preference you would like. So, that is our 10th and final book for you that had been on your requested sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, did any of those books stand out? Okay. Well, unfortunately, you can't check out all 10 at once. Our limit is 3 books checked out at a time. I know. But you can always keep this list. And as you read through them, you can always come back and get the rest of the other 7. Wonderful. Okay. So you wanted... Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab those for you, hun. Alright. So, let's grab these couple books for you. Move the others out of the way for us. Alright. books here, and I can go ahead and check those out to you. Can I have that temporary card back from you? Thank you. All right. Those are active on your account now. All 3 of these are due back in 2 weeks' time. We do ask if you do need more time that you recheck them out. Just helps our systems a little bit better for us. I'm sure you understand. Alright. Well, your 3 books are all good to go. I'm so glad that I could help you today. Alright. Have a wonderful day. Looks like a nice day for reading. Have a good one.